this video, I'm going to explain debt recycling in terms of buying an investment property, but it really will work for any type of investment. Understanding a debt recycling strategy is relatively simple, and it's going to make it easier for you to understand how people get wealthy using it. Almost as importantly, I'm going to explain why people don't make it work. So you need to already have a home loan. You already need to have some debt to recycle, right? Let's say you started with a $500,000 home loan, and over a period of time, you pay that debt down. Let's use an example and say $100,000. That loan will be paid down to $400,000, right? The debt recycling is actually just borrowing that $100,000 back that you already paid and putting it toward an investment property. So far you've got the same amount of debt as what you started with. However, I want to break down the structure to give you a bit more understanding. How you would do this is you would take out a second home loan for $100,000. Many people want to put all their loans together to make one easy payment, but in this case I believe it's best to separate them. This is because if you borrow money for investment purposes, the interest on that borrowed money is tax deductible. The money you've borrowed for personal use, your existing home loan, is not tax deductible. Separating the two is an easy way to keep track of things. This means that you'll be able to pay down your home loan faster, which means you can debt recycle faster, which means you can acquire more investment properties. This is a great strategy, but not many people actually make this work very well. Let's go into why. I'm going to leave the biggest mistake till last here, because this one I estimate 90% of people get it wrong. The first one is too much debt to begin with. That is compared to your income, of course. This is a hard one. There's no hiding house prices are high, especially if you live somewhere like here in Melbourne. The fact is that the higher your debt is to begin with means it's harder to pay it back, full stop. People want everything. They want the nice home now, they want the nice cars now, and they want to be wealthy now. That doesn't work for most Australians. The second point is we spend too much. Thrift has been frowned upon. We have attitudes and behaviours that you get after almost 30 years of no recession. Unfortunately, that's not normal. A small part of why the inflation problem is so big is that people just keep on spending. I've said this 100 times before, this decade people are going to figure out how poor they actually are. Poor attitudes towards spending means you find it harder to pay down that debt. This is a shot in the foot for recycling your debt. Number 3, Australians have been fed this lie that you can sit on your couch, do nothing, and get rich. You can just sit there, watch maths or whatever show it is that's literally making you dumber. The fact is, you're gambling if you think that's going to make you wealthy. What really upsets me is when property spruikers sell this lie because they sound so convincing when they explain what debt recycling is and how to use it. If you want a debt recycling strategy to work, just earn more money. It's very simple. It doesn't have to be massive amounts because you have time on your side working for you. Okay guys, here's the biggest one. People just buy dud properties. I'm going to explain a mistake I made because most investors actually make this mistake. I had a property that before interest rates started going up, it was putting cash in my pocket. Good work me, it gave me the extra cash flow and all the benefits I was explaining previously. Fast forward 15 months and 3.5% in interest rate rises, and that property is now costing me about $8,000 a year. That's now really bad because basically it's taking all the money out of my pocket and not allowing me to reduce my debt on my own home. It's a multiplier effect, right? Buying for capital gain and totally ignoring important details like cash flow of an investment property or any investment is the biggest mistake that gets made because it's taking money out of your own pocket. In this case, your investment's actually making you poorer. You can have a great strategy like debt recycling, but if you buy bad investments, your strategy is not going to save you. If you like this video, please subscribe.